here since the first week of March.
I know, but we gotta thank some people though. Vontae, Kathy, DJ L Blaze, y'all came through.
Yeah.
James and Gracie, y'all always come through and make sure that we on point. Matt, thanks to us too. You know we here. And thanks to everybody to coming out. So I can't talk. It's the liquor. Go ahead.
No, you did everything. Thank you for everybody for coming out. Wanted to keep it like, a little smaller this week, just be able to social distance a little bit and still have a little vibe as well. So, thanks for coming out.
Y'all see Mac with that slow, soft voice, right? I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there, okay?
My radio voice.
That quiet storm voice
After 10
on y'all
p.m.
asses. Nah, but thanks for real. But let's get started. How was your week?
Well, let's just start with how have you been during this whole quarantine since we haven't been back here since? So how have you been, with all that?
I've been fucked up.
Okay.
My dog died. My mom was sick. No, I'm serious. But no, life, God is good. Everything happens for a reason, the way it's supposed to happen. But yeah, we had a couple losses from Corona actually, and just from cancer. So, but we in there. But my daughter's turning 17 on Monday. And so it's time we made it. Happy birthday,
Gemini
Maya.
season.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they crazy.
It's a lot of them, though. I realize that I'm friends with a lot of Geminis.
Yeah, we are. I was saying
Every
that too. This is a
time
crazy
season
month.
comes up, I'm like,
Chanel, Nelly, John. Who's Van? I know he's a Gemini, but when is his birthday?
His just passed sometime yeah.
Happy birthday, Van.
Somewhere in June, beginning of June.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, he's a Gemini. But.
Yeah. Joy's a Gemini.
She is? Okay, so she's a May Gemini, definitely. Then.
Yeah, she's a May Gemini. She's around John and all them. She's the 27th. John's 25th.
Yeah.
Her and Nelly the same day.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, that's happy birthday. Shout out to Gemini season.
Absolutely. Me, like I said, I've been learning how to cook. I've been just doing different things, with my time.
Chef B Mac.
I've been trying.
Chef Boy.
I've been hitting you up too about
different
stuff too. So yeah, I've been doing good.
Oh, that's what's up.
I had my aunt. I cooked for her because I was like, all right, somebody need to taste this besides me. And she was like, it's really good. So I'm like, all right, it's good.
She love you.
Nah, she would have said nothing.
Nah, his family would have kept it real. Let me tell you, his mother and his auntie, they gonna keep it real.
Yeah,
that's what I love about that.
They'll make little suggestions well, maybe you should ease up on the seasoning or something. But nah, she like that.
That's what's up. Well, I'm glad he did that. I think the best part about this is that when we moved out here to Florida, almost 2 years ago, the whole idea was to be closer to my parents who are older. And we never really spent much time with them. So this whole ordeal allowed us to really spend that time with them.
And that's probably why it happened the way it happened. You moved down here because picture you being somewhere else and then all this was going on and you wouldn't have been here. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad that I was here for this. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So as far as summing up our week, I didn't really do anything different.
This week.
Outside is kind of opening up a little bit.
You staying off the liquor still?
No.
That's
I got back
tequila.
2 weeks ago. So I took a little 10-week break of just giving my body, liver and everything a break from alcohol for 10 weeks. Me. And then after that, I was just like, okay, I can have a drink again. Chanel was in town visiting from LA. I said, all right, I have a drink, so I had a drink.
Oh, so you drank with Chanel, but you ain't drink for John on his birthday, huh?
We were still celebrating John's birthday. John was there. And she was visiting. She was only here for a couple of days, so I know I wasn't going to see her for her birthday. So I was like, it's been 10 weeks. I might as well go ahead and just have a drink.
I'm glad you broke it, though.
Well, I really wasn't sure how long I was going to. I said when I come back here, I was going to have one anyway, so I just was like, well, I might just do it for her birthday.
I'm sorry, I am the bad friend, yeah.
Yeah, so on lives, when we were doing lives, I was fake drinking, and she didn't know for a while, but I was faking I was taking shots and stuff.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about it is I really didn't care, though. He should have told me, because I could drink by myself.
Y'all watch, she used to try to pressure me.
I wanted you to take a drink, but if you wasn't drinking, I drink by myself.
Me and Meeka would go back and forth about that. She'd be like, wait, you ain't
drink. Because we trying to get
right. You feel bad for not drinking.
But I can drink by myself.
She's a bully.
Right, she tried to bully you.
I think you're the bully. First of all, calling me the bully, I think you're the bully.
Okay, is it okay that I'm not drinking? That you got to drink?
No.
Oh, Mac ain't drink, y'all.
I was like that just because everybody was like, take a shot, and we were taking a shot, but I don't see him pulling one to his mouth. So I was like, where's your shot at? Come on, we ain't see it. But if he had told me that he wasn't drinking, I would have told him like, drink. Unless it was a special occasion or something like that.
Because even when
at John's, then I was like,
everybody was still trying to get a drink there.
Then I could see myself being a bully that day. Because I was like, Mac.
But I was like, I'm going to stand my ground because y'all not going to pressure me to do something I want to do.
Yeah, he was acting like I was asking him to commit a crime. He was like, I ain't got to do it.
I'm not going to do it because y'all like, drink. Like,
yeah, why I had this shit all up in him? I'm sorry.
Peer pressure.
Sorry, guys.
For me, doesn't work.
What?
I said peer pressure for me doesn't work. It's like, I'm going to do it because I kind of want to do it, but not like because people are trying to force me to do it.
Okay.
I'm like the opposite.
Well, I'm glad our weeks were, halfway productive. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
This break is brought to you by Repent, the best hangover cure on the market.
Yeah.
Shop Amazon.com for it.
Yeah, or drinkrepent.com. Thank you.
Okay. So shout out to them. We're going to take a 5-minute break and come back. We have a special guest in the building.
We certainly do.
He halfway special.
He's pretty
major. But he is really major. Okay. And we're back. I know I said halfway special, but I meant really special guest. Major, right? What's up?
Hey.
Can we get my mic turned up just a little bit?
It's up.
Y'all want to have me on low, I need to be on loud, you know?
We tried to tune his ass out, but
I really appreciate y'all having me on y'all show.
No, we appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, we talked about it, so we definitely want to get you on here, especially because your book just came out.
We did talk about it. I just didn't know you was coming today.
See, that's so messed up.
But but we've talked about it before. I was like, we should have him on because he has a book.
Yeah.
And he was like, this from back in the day, like when I first met you.
Way back.
Not that back, like 4 months ago back. But
Kickball back.
Yeah, kickball. When you was my daughter's background dancer back.
I'm moved up now. I'm moved up in the ranks.
I see that. You a solo artist kind of. You got background dancers.
I got my own show.
My mic mad loud though. James, can you turn me down just a little bit?
Please.
I hate him. I swear to God, I hate him. But no, seriously, thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
And blessing the audience with your presence.
Right.
There's no problem.
So let's get into the book. Let's can you tell everybody?
Well, let's tell them about
let's get into
who he is.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about that? All right.
Major Wright, born and raised in Fort Lauderdale. Went to St. Thomas Aquinas High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you might know my little cousin. Because you're young.
This one of the best down here. And then, I went to University of Florida. I'm a Gator instead of a, cane. Yeah.
You were privileged enough to be a cane, but that's okay.
I actually turned the cane down. That was actually big too. But we're gonna move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
I won a national championship 2008.
Like I did.
Yeah, that's okay. I spent 3 years at University of Florida. I got drafted to Chicago Bears in 2010. I played 4 years in Chicago. I played 3 years in Tampa. And I'm here now.
Right. So I definitely faced.
An author though, because I follow you, and you also have. No, seriously, you have a bag company also. I think that's dope.
Yeah, I have a book bag company.
He does a lot because he was doing like community work a lot too that I always would see too.
Let's talk about it.
You need to talk about all that because I think a lot of people don't know. If they don't follow you, they don't know. But I follow you, and then I was seeing like a lot of the community work that you were doing. I was like, okay. You know who else I follow too? Now is Brandon Marshall. He does a lot of community work too.
Yeah, he does.
I just sort of found him like during the.
I had liked him from when he was with the Jets for a little bit.
So yeah, let's talk about those.
I got my book bag company called The Right Bags.
So you got a good name, Major Wright.
Yeah.
So it's like the right bag or
the
Major
right,
or something. Like
the
you
right
can use his first or last name for anything. Right.
But let me tell you, so clearly, I don't know if this is the cancer in you, but you are really subdued. You're not even bigging your own self up because what I've noticed about your bags, and correct me if I'm wrong, they have like battery packs and like it's dope. They're different.
Battery packs?
Yeah, they have.
You got a charger where you can charge your phone. Hello. Yeah, I just wanted something to be dope. I mean, I feel like my personality dope, and I feel like my book is dope. So, yeah, I wanted something dope. And I didn't just want just an ordinary, regular book bag. I wanted something where, you know, if you in the locker room, you ain't got to worry about it stealing it unless they take the whole bag.
Right.
If you take the whole bag, you might be in trouble. But, and it's waterproof. So, yeah.
Oh, you thought about everything.
He threw it out like it was nothing, though. It's a waterproof
book bag. I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
book bag.
It has a charger, and it's dope. Like, I was like,
find these bags at? Yeah, we rightbags.com.
Right, with a W.
The rightbags.com.
Right. Okay.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Lil May 21. I mean, yeah, Lil May 21. But you can go to Right Bags.
All right, that's the Florida in you too. You spoke it a little too
Lil
fast.
May.
So it's
LILMADE
21. 21.
At the end of this show, I got you.
Yeah.
And then after I started my book bag company, so I started that like maybe 2 years after I retired. And then I started doing community work because for me,
so how'd you get into that?
I was depressed at one point. Like after football was done, like I went into a deep depression and I didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know what was next.
We talked about that here too.
And it was like, you know, I don't wish that on my worst enemy because like some people don't recover from it. You know, I was going through so much, man, and just like I felt like I needed to, you know, give back to something. You know. And one day I was working out, just jogging, and I seen a homeless person laying on the ground. I ran past him. I stopped. I was just like, man, I need to do something good for somebody. And I mean, normally I do something good, but I just been in my own way. I've been in my own funk, and you know what I'm saying? I just haven't had the time to just give back how I normally do.
Yeah.
And I seen him. I reversed him, and I woke him up because he was asleep. I said, hey man, you wanna go get something to eat? He was like, sure. You know, he was like, where? He was like, we can go to Burger King. I was like, nah, man. You know what? We're going to sit down, man. And I just want to hear your story. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what got you to right here, you know. And we sat down. We went to a little nice burger spot in Brickell. And we sat down, man, and just hearing his story, man. He did 10 years running into a bank. And when he got out, his grandfather had passed away. His mama had passed away. He had a brother. He couldn't get in contact with his brother. And he was bad. He didn't have nobody to help him. He didn't have nobody to lean on when he got out. So him just telling me that, and then he was like, man, I'm trying to get my ID right now because I'm trying to get a job. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, what you need to get your ID? And he was just like, I just need $60, man, and once I get my ID, man, I can go get this job. These people want to hire me down the street at this pizza spot. I was like, all right, look here, man. I got you. I went to the ATM, gave him the $60. Even if he wasn't going to do the right by me, I just felt like that in my heart, that's what I should do at the time. Gave him the 60, and I had it on my live, so after that day, it felt so good. I felt like pressure relieved. I felt so good after that. It felt so good to the point I was just like, man, every Tuesday I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday. Yeah, Good Deed Tuesday.
So I just started a Good Deed Tuesday. I got all my friends involved. We got shirts made. We went from doing. I went to speaking to kids, feeding pizza, hospitals, feeding the homeless. I did some of everything. Everything you could think of, I did it. And I did it like creative. Like I wanted to do it my way.
But that helped you get out your phone.
I was going to say, I think, you know, a lot of people have something that they're passionate about, so they kind of stick to one thing. And I like single moms or whatever. But I do appreciate what you did, where you say you did a lot of everything, because sometimes that's where I'm at. Like, I love doing something for young girls. I like doing something for single moms. I like doing something for abused women. Like, I like a little bit of everything. So I think that that's really dope. Yeah, because everybody needs help. And it's hard to say, I'm only going to work with this group. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
And honestly, like, sometimes in life, we don't know what people going through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You may be dealing with
something. Until you sit down and hear this story.
You know what I'm saying? And you may bring light to that person's life.
Yes.
Even if it's just that moment, but that moment means the world. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
For me, feeling that way that day, I started that Good Deed Tuesday. I kept on going with it. Every Tuesday at one point, I was doing something.
Right, I seen it. It was consistent too.
Yeah, I was getting overwhelmed. I'm like, what I'm gonna do this?
Or look, how I'm gonna break it down and just do one thing this Tuesday.
And what's crazy was, like, I was spending money out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking, I wasn't doing it. I was spending money out of my pocket. I'm just like, this is it, you know what I'm saying? And then I started that. So after that, 3-4 months later, I run into the same homeless guy. I'm jogging. Jogging.
You couldn't.
And I run into the same guy. He was just like, hey, bro, you're major. You the one who helped me.
Look at God.
And he said, bro, dude, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I got my ID. I'm working at a pizza spot. And it's just like, I'm like, oh my God.
But see that, you see how they came back around, so you was able to run into him again, and then he was able to, progress ever since then. That's good. That was a blessing. You was a blessing to him.
He was a blessing to him.
Right.
And at that time, I'm just like, I'm full of joy. Man, I had tears in my eyes, and I'm just like, And then I started another foundation called the Right Way Foundation, where we help single parent moms.
The right way.
Because I grew up in a single parent home.
Help me.
Yeah, for real.
I grew up in a single parent home, and I know.
Nah. If your money can be used elsewhere.
I know how I feel, for these moms.
But it is hard. It is.
And I know because my mom, like she never show it. But I know she was hurting.
Like,
I know it.
it's so crazy because, being a single mother is wild because money, financially, I'm good, right? And it's not even about that. So I can imagine when you layer that on top of it, it has to be crazy because it's just the time. Like, I have more than one kid, so you have 2 kids, like the time, the games, the this, the that, like, because I'm that person that I want to be there. I want you to know that I'm there for you. And there's times where you got a game and you got a game and I don't even know, like, what the fuck I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But, it would be great if you had somebody else to go there. So can you imagine now the financial struggle on top of it? Like,
well, I grew up as the only child, and you got me, who's pretty expensive because I can't fit nothing else the following year. So you got to keep shopping because I keep growing. So it's like my shoe size. Next summer I can't wear what I wore last summer, or maybe even what I wore in the winter. So it's like, and I'm eating everything because now I'm growing. Like,
your shoes, no one can hand you down nothing.
Right. So my shoe size, when my age always was 18. So it was. She's working 2 jobs. She's working in the holidays 3 jobs. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I know is work. Because that's all I seen. You know what I'm saying? Growing up is somebody getting up, a woman getting up and going to work. You know what I'm saying? And working 2 jobs. So I don't mind working because I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, that's what if you want certain things in life, you got to work for it. So, you know what I mean? That's all I saw growing up. Yeah.
But it's crazy though because your mom, not only was she hustling, but she still made it to everything you did.
She did.
Make it. So that's what I'm saying. It had to be hard on her.
Oh, definitely was. And I'm pretty sure she was tired. But then also,
she ain't
by her
let
working
you
all
know.
the time, it made me pretty social because now I can allow friends to come over and hang out because I knew her hours.
Use
when
that
she
bad
worked.
kid,
So I knew how to entertain myself and other people because I'm the only child. But my mom is at work a lot, so my house is open. So y'all come over and I'm entertained. We're going to have fun. We're going to drink in high school.
Nah, that's crazy.
But I mean, that's part of my personality.
Look, now we get a little insight to B-Mac, the B-Mac experience.
So I was always social. So
shout out to Gemini, Van in the building. Hey, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Hey, we gonna talk about you. You missed it because you late. Hey,
we did talk about you.
We love you. All right, but we did just talk about it, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but no, it's great to see you doing things for everyone.
That is. That is.
Makes you humble.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
All that struggle.
And then after that, I was on the phone one night with my ex-girlfriend, and we having a great conversation. She has her own consulting company, and she just was like, in the middle of our conversation, she was just like, Major, I think you should write a book. And at the time, I was reading the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. So I paused. I'm like, look at the phone. I'm like, hold on, book. I was like, you know what? You're right. In the book, the 15 Valuable Laws of Growth, John Maxwell say, if you want to do something, act on it now, because if you don't, it'll never happen.
Is it because like you wait for everything to be perfect and things will never be perfect, kind of thing?
Oh, that's true.
Because you're waiting.
And you know what's funny?
I'm do that all the time.
My mom ended up writing a book, and she didn't tell me about it till it was done. And she was like,
I bought that too.
And she was like, read my book. And I was like, your book? Never even heard you mention the book. She was like, read my book, tell me what you think about it. And of course I read it because I knew I was going to be in it, so I read it. But she had the same attitude. She was like, I didn't want anybody to, try to put any of their fears of the book and anything on me, so I didn't tell anybody. I just went ahead and got with somebody and we wrote the book. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and then from that point, once we got off the phone, I went upstairs, I pulled out a notepad and a pen. I opened them and I started naming out 5 names that I wanted my chapter to be. So the next day I wake up, I go work out, I come back home, and I started writing. First day I wrote like 4 pages, next day 6. It just kept going, kept flowing, and just kept going. It felt feeling good because I'm bringing up the past. I'm living in my
You're
past.
healing, low key.
Yeah,
You're healing because you get to discuss and you're using the book to kind of get all that off your chest.
And my book is about obstacles I face. And at first, I didn't know what I wanted my book to be about. I was just writing. I'm just like, man, I got to get all this down. Let me just get this down, get it down, because I wanted to start something. As long as you start something, trust me, nothing is grateful. Like, nothing feels grateful, because if you never start it, you'll never know if it's going to be good.
Right.
You'll never know. So as long as you get it started and just keep progressing in it and stay dedicated to it, you can do it.
Well, I'm excited to read it. I bought it. Support.
Appreciate that.
No, if y'all do anything, be.
The book come out July 1st on my birthday.
I pre-ordered.
Okay.
Yeah, she did.
The hardcover.
I did a week.
She didn't know she pre-ordered though.
No, I didn't. No, I know I pre-ordered.
Because you were like, well, I ain't got the book yet.
I did the no. But then I saw him sending books out.
Oh.
He had sent them out.
I just sent them out.
You was like to me like, I want his book and I ain't got it yet.
Well, I will say this. When I pre-ordered, it was a long time ago, so I thought that it would have came out.
Pre-ordered.
Look, I thought I pre-ordered like 3 weeks early. It's been about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, but I ain't mad because. But one thing you can rest assured, I'm a big fan of support. I feel like, we've always been in businesses as freelancers with everything we do. My magazine, your Repent, the Hangover Cure. Everything that we do, even the BMAC experience and your booking company, like we want people to, let's chat. Yeah. We need people to support. So I'm just a fan of supporting other people.
Right. And
so if you got something going on, let me know. I always buy, I always purchase, whatever. Even, unless it goes against my moral beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And I have very few of those. But it goes against that. You can rest, I'm going to buy it. So when he said he was doing it, I didn't even know him like that. Honestly, I met you like one day, but I loved how he was with my kid. Yeah. Like they were dancing and just doing cool shit. And I was like, yo, he a dope dude. I said, yo, I'm going to support him, whatever he's doing. I followed him, I'm going to support. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Is it available on Amazon?
It's going to be available on Amazon.
Yeah.
But I honestly want you to go to my site. I'm going to have merchandise on it.
Cause he get all the money there.
A lot of people don't be knowing Amazon take like 60%.
For real?
That's why any place takes a percentage.
But I know.
So go direct to him. Yeah.
I'd rather spend that money with me instead of them. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably more expensive on Amazon too.
Spend it with him than Jeff Bezos, because he already rich. All right. I mean, you kind of rich. He rich.
I mean, come on, man.
He want to be Jeff Bezos rich.
And so it's gonna be a hardback, paperback.
I got the hardback.
And I'm doing the audio.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna get a documentary done behind it too. I'm trying to get on the footage, film, so y'all can really feel it and see what I was going through at the time, the highs, the lows, all the obstacles I faced. Like y'all gonna really feel it. And my biggest obstacle I faced was after football. That transition.
Well, it's crazy because we did really have this conversation.
We talked about it before.
After sports, period.
One time, somebody from the NFL, they had contacted me and they was like, well, you seem like you're, okay, outside of football. I was like, well, I'm different. I started later. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, that's their identity because they started so young. So that's what they've been identified by since they were 5, 6, 7, whatever. Me, I started in high school. So
You had to.
That wasn't my identity. My identity was being social. Like, you know what I mean? I played football, but I was always social coming up. So I was explaining to them. They were like, well, would you mind going to speak to some players, who, retired and maybe the first? I said, they might not want to hear from me because I haven't been through that. Like, it would take somebody who has been through it and got out of it to be able to talk to them and they would listen to it. I wasn't in that space, so it's like, why are they going to listen to me? You know what I mean? Because I can't give you anything, like, you know what I mean, to say, well, you should do this, because I wasn't in the same space, because I just started so much later that wasn't my identity, you know what I mean? And you would make a good person for it now.
You would.
And the crazy thing about it was I never even knew. Well, the thing is, you never really know who's going through what, because you don't, like.
No, but this is the same, because I believe you're the same age as my ex-husband, and I always say, like, remember when we had this discussion, that was one of the things. I was like, I couldn't understand, like, he was going through something, but everybody's like, he's too young for a midlife crisis. No, he's not. And I was like, no.
It's not an age limit.
Because for him, his retirement is different. It's earlier than someone who's 65 or 50, that has to come out earlier. So he was 31, and it was like all he knew was basketball. So that it became like he was just acting.
But that's how he was identified in a lot of his life
because
too.
he started early, like
right.
that was it.
So that becomes the identity. Yeah. So after that, it's like.
That was it. Nobody knew who he. It was crazy. Like, we were going out, no one knew who he was. I had the television, and they're like, "Yo, can you take a picture of us?" This dude said, "I ain't no fucking photographer," and threw the girl phone at him. Like, it was really crazy. I was like, "I'm sorry, he just playing, girl." Like, he really was acting different. So I can see that, and it's gotta be hard to go through any kind of depression, because girls, we do it when we have kids. We go through it when our body changes in any other respect. But for you to come out of it,
that's the thing I always want to know is how do people come out of it?
That's amazing that you were able to find.
You were able to come out of it alone by you helping somebody else.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody else made you feel good and inspired you to come out of it. Yeah, a lot of people can't do it.
Because we have a psychologist in the house, and most people
we do. Dr. Tasha,
but most people have to seek psychologists, professionals, to help them come out of it. But the fact that you were able to come out of it without assistance, that's amazing. So that's.
But I think also in your life, it seemed like you were probably able to overcome a lot of things on your own, and that's probably part of it. Is you already had that in you to be able to overcome some things.
Are you an only child?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I just wondered that.
There's a bunch of us. Oh man.
That's a bunch.
14.
You had to fend for yourself. Okay, there we go.
But I'm self-driven.
Yeah.
I'm self-driven, honestly, and once I lost my identity after the NFL, I ended up finding my identity again. I really found my purpose. My purpose.
That's important,
and that's huge. I want to be able to impact people, kids, to get them to understand like how serious this life is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I know where I messed up big at. I know it. Education. Education. When I was in school, man, I didn't take it serious enough. You know what I'm saying? And it's huge. Like, it's really, really huge when you get done, man, because it don't put you in a box.
What I told you about boxing.
Oh, God. Why you have to say that word?
What I told you about boxing.
Why you have to say that word, Major?
Because we
he doesn't know. He hasn't been here
conversations about boxing.
About this damn box.
Maybe want to put athletes or just different people who do certain things that you're only supposed to do that. And it's like, well, who said that?
That's not what I said, but it's close to it.
You know, but when John was here, he would say that, like, and I'd be like, nah, you're not just gonna tell me I can only do this, because I have other talents. Like, you know what I'm saying? God gives you more than one talent. Like,
you're not educated enough.
Right. You
all
feel
you
like
know is this
that.
and this and this. Yeah. This is all I can do. You know what I'm saying?
And then on top of that, you went to a great school, St. Thomas, so you would think it would be a lot different.
Natalie went there.
Our cousin went to St. Thomas.
Okay.
And I played baseball with some guys that went to St. Thomas that moved on too.
Yeah,
so it's like, it's so crazy. Even my baseball friends that went there, and it's the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, I played, it was like the education we kind of get sometimes don't really count. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's crazy.
And it's key, man. It's key. Like, I had to go back. I had to relearn how to read. Everything, like I had to get a tutor, man. Like
so in school they pushed you through?
I'm still working on it. It's not that they pushed me through. I found a way.
Oh.
I found a way.
So why don't y'all think of foundation, especially like you coming through the NFL? I just talked to Stevie Baggs. I said we had a panel.
Oh, Oh, Stevie Banks, what's up? Friend to the show.
He said the same thing. It's sort of like 70 to 80% of NFL players end up broke after the league because of.
That's a lot of players. That's
not true. That's way too high. First of all,
that might
they highlight that, but it's not that high.
All right, so even if it is, let's say it's 30-40%.
Yeah.
Why hasn't a foundation been put in place, especially for us, as like men of color, players of color, you know what I'm saying, to make the right sort of financial decisions and stuff like that? It's maybe because a lot of times they grow up that going to league is the dream. So it's about training, it's about doing all this shit to get to that point. And it's no backup plan because that's supposed to be.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing with what you're saying, Matt. I know that me personally, a very famous player now, him and his now wife, they were just dating at the time. I remember being like, we were the vets at 30, 31, and they were 20 something. I was like, yo, you should get your own thing going, like da da da. A lot of times, all they see is
right now.
Because I've tried that.
Because
I think
right
that
now,
is important. That's my passion.
It is important, but their maturity level isn't how yours are since you've been already through. You've been through the mill already, and you kind of seasoned. So you now have learned a lot of things. They haven't learned things, and sometimes in order to learn, you got to go through experiences, and they haven't been through any experiences yet. So right now, they feel like I'm the new kid on the block. I'm good. You just older trying to tell me like it's like
dead ass. I wasn't even divorced. I was in a happy marriage like at the time, and I remember saying, because I've just always been a fan of having my own thing, and so at the time I was doing real estate, luxury real estate in Atlanta, and I remember saying we had just left that team, and I remember saying to this now famous person or whatever, and the wife, I was like, let's start your own business, let's do something, like come on, like get your own thing. She's like, we're gonna be good. I'm like, it's not about we. Right. Like you need to have your own thing. Right. Because and don't absorb everything. He can do what he wanna do. You know what I'm saying? Right. And she's like, we're gonna be good. And at the end of the day, they split it up or whatever. But my thing is they never see that coming. And at that time, I would never think I was going to split up. But for me, I just always thought you're supposed to have your own thing going. I just saw my mom doing the same thing. My father made. But I feel
like when you're a couple, like y'all are a corporation. That's what
you're supposed to be. Yes.
So y'all supposed to work together, and wherever I'm weak at, you strengthen me. But you work together and you build each other. So it's not one person sits back and absorbs everything. Even if you're not working, you have to keep me organized. You have to do something to make us better. But like,
I mean, at that point, they didn't even have kids. So at that point,
but do you feel like athletes and people that they respect, if they sit there and tell them that this is what it is, that they'll be more apt to listen?
No,
let me break it.
It depends on where they are in their.
Let me break it down to y'all, and this from the athlete perspective and from somebody that's in a different field. So. Being that I played football, I grew up in a poor neighborhood. I didn't have much. My mama struggled, my grandma struggled. Everything is struggle. So when I do get drafted, I get all this money, and for me to have somebody to come in my life and say, "Hey man, this is what you should do with your money. This and that, y'all got me messed up."
Right.
I ain't worked as hard to get to this level in my life for you to tell me what to do with my money.
Okay, I can see that, but then now.
Somebody go back to education though, like you saying.
So for me, I'm expecting after my third year, I have the best season I ever had. Well, I'm an alternate Pro Bowler, everything going in my way, my favor. We already talking new contract, They offered me something low. They lowballed me, but when you want it, we're gonna go get it next year. You know what I'm saying? After that season, my head coach, he get fired. The GM get fired.
Was it Lovey?
Coach Lovey. We go 10-6. We have a great season.
I was rated over there in 2010. I was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
2010.
And that's when I got drafted there. So we have a great season. And that talk we was just talking about, that went out the window. My agent went back to him like, "Hey, what y'all want to do?" The Bears like, we're gonna go a different route. Major Wright is not a priority right now. So we like, okay, cool. After my fourth year, I'm gonna show y'all why I'm gonna be a priority. I go out, the first 4 games, I'm balling. I got 2 picks, 1 to the crib, 1 forced fumble. I'm doing my thing. I'm killing them. You can't tell me. I'm on the national TV, everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me I ain't gonna go out here and kill these people and bring in the bag. You know what I'm saying? So after that, everybody get hurt on defense. Julius Peppers, Lance Briggs, Charles Peanut Tillman, our other corner, everybody get hurt, man. So now they bringing guys in off the street, and they don't really know the defense. So we went from like ranked number 3 defense in the league to like 32nd defense in the league. You know what I'm saying? So that ended up messing me up. I ended up leading the team in tackles. I remained with them 2 picks and 2 forced fumbles. You know what I'm saying? But after that season, our defense did so bad. When we go back to Chicago and ask them, you know, what y'all want to do, they said they're gonna go a different route. Broke my heart. I'm thinking I'm about to get me a new contract. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm finna go get this bag. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me I ain't gonna go get this bag. You know what I'm saying? So from that perspective, I'm thinking I'm gonna go get something that's not even there. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't go get. You know what I'm saying? And on the outside, y'all looking like, oh yeah, he doing good, he doing this here, but I'm going through a lot. I'm still struggling, I'm still spending, I'm still doing this. You know what I'm saying? But expecting to go get this 4 or 5 year contract. You know what I'm saying? $30 to $40 million. You know what I'm saying? 15 guaranteed, this and that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go get that, and that was my expectation, and it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up breaking me. Yeah.
That's real.
That's a little bit in the book too. So.
That's real. Listen, we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, and we're gonna come back and talk more. Hold that when you went to the break. When we come back, we're gonna take Larry's question, and we're gonna take Larry's question, and we're gonna talk more about the.
Oh no! I was going back to the bag that he's selling.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're gonna come back to Larry's question about the right bags, and we're gonna talk more to Major Wright, and we're gonna get into some trending topics too. But after this 5-minute break, brought to you by Toast Vodka, non-GMO, made with coconut water, all that good shit.
I was even thinking like
it tastes great. Meow. All right.
Oh.
Shout out to Major Wright.
Doing everything major. Look, if I had a name like that and Wright, like you got 2.
I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to your moms, because Major is dope, but Wright is already dope too. But Major is dope.
It's you.
Major, Major Wright though.
Your junior?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm big shouts out to my dad. You know.
Right.
My auntie for having.
I'm a junior too. Mine is Bryant.
Bryant.
Like, but Major Wright, that can go like
that. Yeah, Major is dope. Wright is dope. And you put it together.
We're gonna take it nationwide.
That's what we're gonna do.
You know it.
Okay, bye. Back to y'all. So Larry, we had a question in the audience. He drinking right now. We had a question.
Trying to get a beat.
Well, we have one question before you, Dan. One question.
Going back to the book bag, because the book bag.
Bring it back.
You said it's waterproof.
Wait, time out. Larry, you got shorts on? Wait, no, wait, time out. No, wait, time out. No, I'm not even trying to come for you. I've never seen it. No, all right, go ahead. I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
It's still bumping these shorts. It's still bumping.
He from Brooklyn, son. Like Pop Smoke, I never seen that.
Oh,
yeah, that's what we doing.
My cousin. Okay. It looks great. No, it looks great. It looks great.
She's trying to bully. She on her Broadway bully stuff.
That's on bully mode right now.
Wait, you look amazing. Your calves are stealth, my nigga. Your calves are stealth mode. Okay, your calves are in stealth mode. I'm just saying that they calves are in stealth mode. All right, go ahead, guys.
Get my tennis game up, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, but quick question on the book bag, right? So it's waterproof. It's super dope. You gotta definitely advertise that one more time. It also holds laptops. Also, you got the laptop bag.
Yeah, laptop. You got the little computer compartment.
Yo, pick that up.
See, but you ain't sell that part.
Pick that up.
I mean,
You gotta let all the DJs know that, because the DJ's worst.
Yeah, you're right.
DJ's worst nightmare is getting.
But you talking about it has like those separate little slide compartment that you put that in?
Yeah, you can slide it.
Yeah, Meeka, that's different.
We go out of here, she's like, put
Meeka,
this
that's
down.
different.
I'm like, my bags in.
No, I'm saying,
if it rains,
No, you're right. No, you're right. And like
Oh, you got the slide.
barbers.
Yeah, that's the
Barbic is huge. Like I'm a.
All right, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it.
I honestly have to revamp it because when I came out with it, I mean I had energy behind it, but then when I got behind my book, man, then I started doing other stuff. I just didn't.
Let's talk about this book too.
Wait, come out. Shout out to Maserati Meek for bringing up all the good shit about your book bag.
That's true. That's true because all he would have said was, "I got a book bag."
I got a book bag. He didn't bring up his book bags, man. He was talking about his book and his life that he played. He was a gator and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hater.
Saying comments and
Major, we couldn't buy the book. But the book bag, which you can put the book in, will last forever.
You 100.
Just still walking.
I saw that,
But
Larry.
I'm in the process of revamping my book bag. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I haven't been harping on it. I haven't been. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the process of revamping the whole page, getting the book bags, get a know.
You that book bag? I'm ready.
I'm buying a book bag tonight.
Wait, Nico had a question.
Yeah, the bag's available. Okay, cool. Bag's available.
Bag's been available.
Been available, but I just haven't been putting the energy that I needed to behind it, man.
And then you met me.
And Van had a question.
I was the energy.
Well, I didn't really have a question, but it's for Major. When I was younger, because he only like a few years older than me, but I never really watched a lot of football. But one time I went to a game when he was in high school.
He a basketball star.
And I got outside, and then it was like, boom, it was this crazy ass sound. And then everybody was like silent as fuck. So when I finally get in the game, like after like 10 minutes later, the person he hit was still on the field laying there.
But wait, because you known to hit people real hard too, because I was say that.
So you're the bully.
I used to put people to sleep. And
Okay.
like I ain't trying to dig it up, but
I like shit like that.
it was one game. I hit somebody so hard.
My bad.
I hit somebody so hard.
Sorry,
it was
guys.
a punt return. So I punt return and he get the ball, and I always tell him to come my way so I can crack back anything that's behind. So he running, he get the ball, I'm flagging him down, I'm telling him to come my way. He looping around, I'm coming this way, and there's somebody chasing him. I'm like, why are you chasing my butt? Man, it's gonna go down, man. I see him, and then as soon as my return get close, I lunge off, I dive, I hit him right in the chest. Boom. His feet hit my helmet. He hit a whole flip, right? As soon as we score, the coach took his helmet off, took his headset off and tried to run on the field to come fight me. What? That's the first time I ever.
That got your scholarship. That got everybody running behind you like, oh, we need him.
But no, I for sure was known for. And that, what game was that? Was it an Ely game?
I want to say it probably was Dillard's for some.
Dillard?
Because I went to Ely, so I know it wouldn't have been an Ely game.
I did it in an Ely game too.
It might have been, but
I'm
Ely
talking about I had a
sucked.
whole crowd. Like, ooh.
It was crazy.
So basically, for the ladies in the audience, you leave them flatlined.
What?
That's what you want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we say.
I ain't nothing to be fucked up with on that field.
Okay. For the ladies in the audience.
That's not full power.
Where the Apple Watch at? Okay, I'm gonna take my drink. Go ahead, you guys.
The Apple Watch.
I thought he's talking into that shit. Like, okay, he taking his drink too. He like that shit. He like that shit.
What you talking about right now?
Hey Siri.
Bye.
She's speaking subliminally.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, next. What is Van drinking? It better not be liquor. Water. Okay, thank God.
You gotta hydrate.
Man can't drink?
No, I thought it was like some liquor. He was like taking it.
Taking it like that, okay.
You gotta hydrate.
I was impressed, but then scared too at the same time. There's a lot going on.
Can I ask y'all questions? Since I'm
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Quarantine.
What?
How has it been? Like,
Oh, you late.
Like, I know you stopped drinking.
Oh, you late because you don't know. Meaning on the live, we were doing live.
But no, we talked about it today too.
But we talked about it on the show.
But I didn't ask the question. So.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
Better yet, what was y'all temperature? Since y'all want to see
My temperature was 50.2.
Right now,
50.2.
we ain't social distancing.
50.2.
No. My temperature was definitely cool because
Yours was what?
No, 50.2. I wasn't hot at all.
It definitely wasn't 50.2.
It wasn't 50.2.
I'm dead. Yo, listen, my cousin is in the building. He mad at me right now. I didn't even go to his birthday. Cause he was in the. I didn't go to his birthday.
Look at John, y'all.
John in the building.
Marvel.
Okay, wait, time out. I came to John's birthday, but it was a month later.
Yeah.
It was a month later.
John said we like
It was
2 weeks ago.
a week later.
We still in Cancer season. I mean, not Cancer. Gemini season.
My mom's a Cancer. I love it.
Speaking of Gemini, Neff, ain't you a Gemini? His birthday in a couple hours.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. There's a lot of these Geminis.
Shout out to you, Marvel. What's up?
There's a lot of Geminis.
But
Well, he's asking the questions right now. He's asking.
Oh, he was. So what's the question?
What was your temperature coming in?
My temperature was like.
you was low. You was 96.
Mine was 96.7. 96.6.
So we gotta make sure everybody gets this
Right now.
He done got a little hot.
He got a little hot. That question was hot.
Oh, 97.
Don't come over here, bitch. Don't come over here. You know I love Dr.
I
Tasha.
said, who the bully?
Exactly.
Hey, does that, you think that really works?
Yeah, it worked.
No, everybody ain't 97.
He was 96.
You were at 97 then. Okay?
Nobody.
No, 97.0. Nobody.
Sit your ass back. He had 96 now.
Mine was 97.4.
Oh, I had 97 too.
Mine was 97.4.
Mine was 97.0.
Hot. Fake hot.
What was yours, Janelle?
97.
0.0?
Yeah, 0.1.
Alright, mine was 97.0.
I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie. I can't remember. A lot of tequila.
Nobody, baby.
Shout out to my roomie is in the building.
Let's move on to these trending topics, ladies and gentlemen. So,
I want to hear from Major Wright, so be very vocal.
I thought Major Wright was asking us questions, but
Ask y'all 2
You
questions.
asked me one question.
what was the question?
For his safety.
Yeah, I just need to know because we ain't so
Shoot to that temperature.
You like that shit. You don't like social distancing, clearly. Cause I be watching you be working out with people, so you don't like social distancing.
I've been watching you.
But you know that they not.
I know my family, we good.
Yeah, and
If
you
I'm
know
gonna go
that.
down, I'm gonna go down because of
But
my
yeah,
family. I ain't going down.
and guess what?
Guess what? We're not. Nobody has been 100.4. Because we
Nobody
been
been 99 in here.
So my question is.
But no, fever is 100.4.
We haven't even been 99. We haven't even.
So my question to the doctor is, if she catch somebody,
Who's she?
She's a doctor.
She's a psychologist.
Yeah.
but she had a.
Yeah, she had a thermometer to your head, your big ass head.
So if somebody wants 104, what you gonna do?
Yeah, we need you to leave.
We asking you to leave.
She would do that.
You included.
Sure, I'm just listening.
No, very included. I'm taking care of my parents. Like my parents
She
are
would
older. I
definitely.
want to make sure
I ain't
they're good.
gonna.
Yeah.
She be on it.
Well, I guess we say.
We very safe.
What's the closest?
No, ain't no one gotta go.
98.7.
Who's that? Kiss FM?
That's still, but that's still good.
They gotta go.
No, 98 is good.
That was John.
Yeah, 98
Unless
is
it's,
good.
unless it's John Aaron. We got to go.
Hey, who was 98?
98.7 John fucking Aaron.
I got a quick question.
You got another question?
What did you do after you got done playing football and you knew it was done, like it was over with? What did you do?
I made the decision. I was the one who made the decision, like, well, I'm done with it. I ain't come back for this. Because I went from, I played in Baltimore. We had won the Super Bowl. I came back to Baltimore and everybody was gone. Ray Lewis retired. Ed Reed was in Houston, I think. Anquan Bolden was, I think, in San Fran. Like, a lot of the main key people were gone. You brought me back because you feel like I was a big contribution to us getting to the Super Bowl because you had Dwight Freeney, you had all these different high-end defensive ends. So when I came back, that was like, oh no. And then I was having issues with my knee. Kept swelling up after certain games when we played, and I kept asking like, can I get a MRI? Can I get it checked out? Yeah, we'll do it. And we'll just ice it down again. And it went on for like a little, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Then when I finally got one, they read it back to me like wear and tear. And I was like, wear and tear. He was like, yeah, it's been 12 years, so you should have wear and tear in your knee. I'm like, then all of a sudden I see somebody else come in who plays my position. I was like, I already know what direction it's going. I ain't gonna lie, we had went out one night and I had came back in to do film on Monday, a little tipsy, and I spoke my mind. I cussed some people out. Bad. Cause I already seen it, I seen the development. So y'all ain't gonna play me, trade me. I know where I wanna go. I already know who need help, so the Dolphins, they need help. They needed a left tackle bad, they were struggling. Let me come back here and close it out. I went in and I cut some people out that day because I already seen you brought somebody else in because you told me wear and tear, but when I got to the Dolphins, what's crazy is they read my MRI and I had a torn meniscus.
Oh, that's not weird.
So you can't trade nobody injured. But the fact that I was still playing games, so I'm on film playing.
After that, that's crazy.
They assume I'm healthy because I'm still playing, but I got there injured. So then they were like, "What you want to do?" It's mid-season, it's October. You want to get the surgery, you're going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. You'll probably be back for the last game or two. Or would you want us to just kind of like, just take all the precautions to keep the swelling down, just to like, make sure you're just good and you're going to just play through the season. And then you'll just do the surgery at the end. I said, y'all traded for me. It's crazy. I didn't know either, so I'll play. So I played. And then when I got there, after the fifth day, so I got there on a Tuesday or whatever. I played on that Sunday game, and we played against. Locker rooms is different. All right, so I got there. We played against New England, and we were beating them in the run game. We were winning. It was a whole little like fight in the locker room between the player and the coach, a receiver and a coach. It was a receiver was talking to the offensive coordinator. My O-line coach stepped in, and it was like a little tussle that they had to break up. And I was like, this is my 12th year. I ain't never seen nothing like this go on. This is crazy. You know what I mean? So I was like, this is crazy, but okay, they broke it up, but let's go back out there. Now they're trying to throw the ball, and we lost the game because now you're trying to accommodate to this person. When we was running the ball, we were beating them. Running the ball actually takes time off the clock. Let that go. And I told this individual, he was younger than me, he had respect for me, and somebody who we had a mutual friend. So I told him he was wrong, that he should apologize on the bus ride back, and he did. But after we already lost the game. So that week, all right, so we played on Sunday, we had a game on that Thursday. So you really don't have no time off. So we got a Thursday night game right after that against Cincinnati or something. Monday we go back to the day after we go back to practice and film. They move practice back to late night or whatever, and then we have O-line all together. It seems like it's a long story. Sorry. All right, so O-line we all eating and everything. We're sitting down together, and then another O-lineman comes in, and then one guy's like, okay, he's going to come in, he's going to grab his food, he's going to bring the tray down, he's going to go over and get something to eat, and when he gets something to get something to drink. After he gets something to drink, he's going to come back and sit down and eat with us. We're going to all get up and leave. To me, high school shit, I'm not taking it serious. He was the last one. That boy did exactly everything he said. He came in, he got his food, sat his tray down, went over there, grabbed some drink, and then he came back and sat down like to sit with us. And all you hear is, "Skrrr!" Everybody's chairs get up. That boy flicked the motherfucking food over and everything flew everywhere, and he stormed out. That became the whole bullying situation of the Dolphins. So this is my 5th day there.
Is it the incognito?
Yes! My 5th day! I went in there for 4 weeks and everybody from Baltimore come like, boy, what's going on down there? Like, I'm like, it's stupid because they sit next to each other on the flight. Like, I thought they were friends. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? But I just felt like it was bullying, I guess. I mean, it wasn't bullying to me. I feel like he stepped off the deep end and felt like I gotta say something at this point because you get fined. Everybody be scared of those fines. I'd had a teammate like he got in a car accident about a fine, like you know what I mean. So yeah, so people when because you want to get fined money to be late, you gonna get fined to your phone off, you get fined for being overweight, you get fined for a whole bunch of things. So people come up with different excuses of trying not to be fined. So that's how I looked at it as like, okay, he's just trying not to be fined. So because you didn't miss the. Remember, everything got moved back because now we have a night practice because we just played in the game the day before. So you missed practice, you missed the meeting, so you get fined for every little thing. You missed that meeting late night, you missed that practice. So all those things start to add up. So in order to avoid that, something dramatic got to take place.
No, and it's so crazy because I got the funniest story ever. But somebody acting like because he missed meetings. He missed meetings he missed the whole practice the whole day. You already know the whole day gonna cost you $30,000.
Right.
Man, these people went to his house, woke him up, right? Man, this man poured water on himself and talking about he had a seizure.
I'm telling you, understand, people really people go to these streets about these fines because it's like, man, I'm gonna get him all this money.
You be on top of everything we do.
I do. I be like, hey, I'm be on top, man. I'm just used to it. You just used to it. You do.
It teach you discipline.
It teaches you another thing too. Have your ringer off all the time. Your ringer's always off because if your phone ring in the team meeting, fine. Like it's like everything.
Man, we went to the bathroom as a BB group, right? We came back maybe a few seconds late. Fine, $2,500.
You got to remember, our life was always itinerary. This time is this. This time is that. This time, so you always had to be on time. And then my one coach was like, "You can't breast the tape. You can't come with 2 minutes." I'm like, "Listen, I got here. It wasn't. You know what I mean? I walk in sometimes like a minute or two before, but." He be like, "Stop resting the tape," because that means you running like the 100 dash, you going across the tape like that.
But it was like time, you late.
I would have things down to a science. Like I'm gonna be here exactly this time.
How do y'all feel like it helped y'all overall? Because even when we was talking to Stevie, he was saying NFL. Even looking back, he felt like his niggas police. Well, a lot of people say that when you hear the different bell, the horns go off. They're like, all right, time to go to the next. Like you felt like that, like a little. Like I would hear people say that. Did I feel like that? No, I didn't really feel like that, but I would hear people say that a lot too. Like the horn go off and they go to the next drill and stuff like that. It kind of did look like that. Then sometimes you have the owner who be standing up above, looking down at everybody. So it could give you that vibe a little bit. But it is mostly black people, but it ain't all black people. So it was like it could kind of give you the vibe, but at the same time, you give me opportunity to make a lot of money in this little window, so it's not like you really asked me to do nothing but perform. But one thing I do realize, and I realized early, was it is a business. So always make sure that you recognize that it's a business. And I had to tell Ray Rice that. I said, hey, you doing good right now? I said, but the minute you don't, it's a business. They'll forget about you so quick. So you always got to remember it's a business. I had to learn it was a business my first year, my rookie year, when it came to my contract and it came to it's slotted and from the top. The whole thing is slotted. So in the top 10 you had Ryan Sims was 6, I was 7, and Roy Williams was number 8. Roy Williams was at the Dallas Cowboys. He got the contract done before me and Ryan Sims. Now that made us hold out because our team is saying they overpaid him. That ain't my fault. You should have got my contract done first. Therefore, I have to make more than him. They're like, he got overpaid. I'm standing my ground. It don't matter. I had to hold out for 98 days. I had the longest out of any rookie. I had the second longest in NFL history holdout. So anytime anybody hold out and it starts getting long, they'll start bringing out the last two people, the people who had the 2 longest holdouts. And I'm the most recent because the other person before me was like way before. But I did learn that this is business. This ain't college where your friend's going to be there for 4 years. This is business. I don't watch so many people come in and out of locker rooms. Is business, and you have to realize you are now a business. You have to look at yourself that way. And I had to do. It was probably meant for me to realize that early, like before I stepped foot in there, is business. And then you had teammates or people who's gonna become your teammate once the contract was done, talk out against you like he hasn't even played a dime. He's worried about money, y'all. Because if you want to cut me tomorrow, guess what I'm gonna make sure is I'm still because guess what, if y'all cut me. It's a business decision by y'all. So why ain't a business decision by me? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to explain to people like it's a business decision on both ends. I'm a business and y'all business. So I gotta protect myself like y'all protecting yourself.
Alright, so what
he said something crazy, I don't know. Go ahead, DJ Oblade.
Alright, I know we're gonna do trending topics. So We're gonna go to trending topics, or you guys gonna go?
Right. So I was talking about these Karens.
Yeah, me and Mac both were talking about these Karens.
Yeah, these Karens are popping up out of everywhere, and
Everywhere. Shit pulling up.
it's
And they know they get fired and everything.
Karens.
They're pulling Karens.
Oh, he said
They call them Karens.
Oh, bruh! Bob, you lying.
If I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like Major. No, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, tell me if I'm lying. I feel like you fronting right now.
I'm dead serious.
You dead serious? Okay.
You don't think Karen is
It's a European white woman that is calling cops on black people for no crazy reason.
I met a Karen today for the first time. She was a police officer. So you know,
I'm dead.
our community is gated, right? So my husband goes out and he gets breakfast. He's coming home. She's over here and the visitors trying to buzz in. He's pressing the fob to get in. She pulls up in front of him and says, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Home." She goes, "Well, where do you live?" He says, "Over here." She goes, "Well, what's your address?" He goes, "Why do I have to give you my address? I live here." Karen did not want to move, so I'm about to get them in the office.
She's waiting to get in.
Photos, like the video, so I can see exactly, like if I can pinpoint which officer it is. I'm taking that shit to the police station. Not in these times, Karen.
As you should.
As you should.
As you should. Yeah, that's all right. There are a lot of Karens. I gave Mac.
What are you doing here?
So I gave Mac an Instagram now. Karen's going wild. It is sad. It's very sad. But it's also
Karen's going wild.
Like Dr. Tasha, she doesn't really watch news, and sometimes she doesn't know. So she'll be like, "Larry, what's going on in the news today?" She legitimately be like, "What's going on?"
She's watching
So
left
what's
nipple.
happening now is that there was a guy,
Right nipple.
black guy, that was a board. Now he was a
I
bird.
remember that. He was in the park.
Yeah, it's a
And the
bird.
lady.
That's a Karen. That's a Karen.
I didn't know that they called her out.
Yeah.
A white woman. Okay, so that's a Karen.
That's
She
a Karen.
told the cops, "You told me to put my leash on a dog
Yep.
as I'm supposed
So now
to."
there's a whole name for
But
it.
now,
It's called Karen. It's the whole name.
yes.
Got it.
I'm
If
using
somebody
it.
see me, if somebody with that plan, I'm gonna tell you can right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big plan is can.
Wait, usually I'm
There's a
not
lot of Karens. There's a lot of Karens.
I'm not saying people walking on eggshells, but the way they clocking white people and the way they need to walk on eggshells and calling police officers and shit like that on us, I like.
To me, this is my thing. Calling a police officer on somebody of color, I feel like you're trying to use the police as a weapon, and that's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So don't threaten to call the police on me because you feel like, oh, this may happen to you. Like that's how I look at it. You're weaponizing the police.
Right about the
No, but that's what you're trying to do.
So right about the
I'm gonna call the
flip.
police. This is like
You about to flip when you watch this Karen's going wild with the S? Because because
No, I'm
it's
not
so
gonna watch
angry. No, it's so angering. But the purpose of it is to identify the person in the video too. So a lot of times, like they get the identity, they whatever, and they get fired, they get evicted, all kind of shit going on. So it makes us feel good about it.
well, a lot of them been getting fired. A lot of Karens been getting fired.
But with that said, how you just said, like, it bothers you, whatever, there have been people who, on, like, just most recently, this kid was in a Power Wheel, like the little major Power. And you saw that, and she was like, "You just got them riding around here?" And she's like, "Why not? It's a park." She's like, "You know they don't got no license."
It was
She was like, "It's a Power Wheel. Of course they don't license." She said, "So you know they don't have a license. Why are they driving in here?"
It's like, why are y'all stepping out and just being like?
It's in their DNA. That's
But it's like, come on.
Grandfather hate black
Some
people,
things
so
you
they
could
come out
just,
and
but not all of them is black because some was Asian too, and I seen that too. It was an Asian person, yeah, and it was just like, just leave people alone.
I'm sorry,
Even though they
y'all,
wanted
but
to.
I do have to say, as a Hispanic woman and overlooking at everything, I think that race does not matter. It's just people hate every fucking body. It don't matter who you are. People always gonna hate on who you are or whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you're going through. You know, it doesn't matter black, white skin because you know what? At the end of the day,
So as
at
Ray was
one
saying,
point
that's
we're
true.
black.
That's
At
not
Right.
one point,
No, it is
Hispanic
true.
people came around as black people because even with the little tan that I got right now, because you know we've been quarantined, I usually look black, and I got a lot of black injections. Oh shit! I'm just saying, you know. But I'm just saying, it's just that people label you automatically, and people automatically feel that you qualify, or even when you act, white people act black a lot of times, and automatically be like, well, that's
well, I'm saying like Belizeans. So Larry knows, like we're 100% Belizean, right? It's a Spanish country, black country. It's a very mixed country, right?
Yes.
They have Mayan ruins, so it's Indian too in there.
Right.
At the end of the day, I had people myself saying, "Oh, you this and that, whatever." No, what are you talking about? I'm not taking up on one side or the other side. So when she's saying that, I have seen straight up from the Belize side, I've seen people being racist within our own community.
Exactly.
Within our own community.
Yeah.
Being darker than the way it is or the way we're supposed to be in their heads.
Yeah.
And so how we fix these? So in their head, they're like racist against our own kind.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yes,
I've seen it in these last couple months. And it's crazy to me.
Yeah, but how can we blame the white Caucasian folks for saying or doing what they're doing if we can't take accountability for what's going on in our own culture?
Yes.
The thing is, they embedded that in us. They would have the light skinned people in the house, the black people, the dark skin would be out picking cotton, so they embedded
That's
that.
how I break it down.
But that's
Jim Crow. Jim Crow is Jim Crow.
And I completely understand that. I think the struggle for me, being a Canadian in the States, I've had to educate myself on what this being American is.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know I was light skinned until I came here.
Right.
In Canada, we don't see tone. Black is black, period.
Yeah.
Right.
But out here, there's so much colorism amongst each other
It is.
that until we fix what's going on within the community and
Right.
can stand strong on that, how the hell can y'all take on
To be
these
honest,
Donald Trump?
I don't even know when that's gonna be fixed. 'Cause
Hello.
It's just such, it's so deep down.
But
Tanika hit the nail on the head with that shit because honestly,
hell yeah.
I was talking to a guy like before quarantine. I was with somebody and they were like, "Oh, you know, black this and that," and talking about racism. I said, my parents don't even experience that shit. Like they didn't get it because they came straight from Belize. They didn't get it. My parents don't get it. So he's like, "No, your father know the struggle when we left Minnesota." And this dude was talking to me crazy, and I was like, "He doesn't get it. Trust me. I'm telling you." They don't get it.
Right.
They did not experience that. They didn't come from slavery. They didn't come from that.
Yeah.
But they don't experience that situation. But at the same time, I'm sitting here wondering like how you don't see where I'm coming from when it's something. And so it's kind of weird. It is.
Because we were born in America.
Because we're American.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
And
first
that's it. But
generation
we're
American.
first generation American.
So
Yeah.
when like she's American, that's what I say, and she goes back to
She a Yankee gal.
She's a Yankee girl, and it's so funny because
Love you, though.
when my father was talking to her, and my parents were both talking to her, they're like they never experienced racism until they came to America.
Yeah.
They don't get it.
So
That's
where
West
we
Indians
came
don't
from,
have
it's not really, there's not a race issue, it's a financial issue. So either you have money or you just don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's it. So there's not a
It was
color
weird when this guy
thing.
told
You
me
know,
that.
black people got money or
Definitely.
black people don't got money. So that's how we grew up. And till we came to America, it was a whole thing about races and colors and this and that and the third that my parents, like they really don't understand it to the fact that we understand it. And they've learned it when they came here. And it was like eye opener.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with DJ Blaze. Growing up Hispanic, there's a lot of racism within Hispanic culture.
Yes.
I grew up Nicaraguan, and we have blue fields.
We're close
Where
to each other.
there's African Americans. You guys are as dark as he is, with blue eyes, a different culture than when I grew up, you know, in the middle of the fields. So I have an uncle that was from Bluefields, and I have a cousin that grew up, you know, with a completely different culture from what I did. We grew up doing ceramics.
But you're all family, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, blood related.
Right.
My uncle was a negro.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
he was the black guy in my family.
Mm-hmm.
He knew English. He educated me growing up, and I was like, you know, coming into America, I wasn't born here. Coming in, I didn't know what it was like to.
How old were you?
I was 6.
Oh wow.
I didn't know what it was like to feel differently about a race. And with my parents, like my parents would make racial comments growing up.
Superar la raza.
And I grew up Catholic. I grew up very Catholic.
Oh my goodness.
Straight. I'm gay.
Superar la raza.
Hispanic. You know, I grew up in America, and so for me to grow up having to see my parents being so racially divided, I was like, why are you so
Getting into
mean?
this shit.
Yeah. You know, why do you treat people so differently just because they're darker, or because they look like they don't have money, or because
So what I'm saying is, if you have family members that like grew up like, and I don't understand that y'all have
my
family.
question is like, why would you treat people differently growing up, especially having that?
Yeah,
those
but how
kind of
did you
cultures in your
separate
family?
yourself
Where's
from
the separation?
that? How did you
Where's the
separate
separation in thought?
Right. I don't even get this
Just
the
because
whole
you're a different
slave
culture,
mentality.
you're just
That's
like, oh,
it.
well, you're not Hispanic.
Like, why would you
why,
even do
so I'm
that?
just gonna be like, oh,
Why would you do that?
You parents this?
no.
Okay, then I'm gonna.
Have you ever even thought about it?
I've never asked my parents just because I feel like we just would not have a productive conversation.
But you
about
said
it.
your cousin who was dark skinned with uncle.
I promise you, this girl was a she was a ballet dancer, curly hair, dark skin. Did not look like. I mean, most of my cousins are white. I'm the only one that's tan. So everybody else in my family doesn't look like me, but they don't treat me different, but they treat everybody else different. So why do I have to grow up being okay with that?
Right.
But and I grew up with my parents kind of being like, stop being such assholes. Like, it's not okay to be
That's a great question. How
do you separate yourself? Because what's happening now is if they're saying that race is taught, right? So as children, you're taught to whatever.
Right.
You growing up at some point, your uncle had so much of an impact on you that you did not allow your parents to, you know what I mean, infiltrate your thought system.
I grew up with Catholic.
What advice do you have for people who
beliefs.
go through that struggle?
And then I'm here like,
Not,
why?
Even as a black man, my mom,
there's
there's certain shit that my parents taught me that they were the ones. So I grew up believing that, and it's not until I became a man to realize that maybe this is not the way. This is not the way.
Everybody
but it still was key up until that point. You know what I'm saying?
So who you become.
So also,
you know, you understand who you like and what you like about yourself. Because listen, I came up with, just like you said, my mom always told me mejora la raza, which means better the race. And listen, my first 3 kids are half black, half Peruvian. My last one, I have 4 kids, and my last one is the one that I can say is mejorar la raza, but that's because, you know, Puerto Rican. Reese's, y'all don't even know.
No, I know. But it's black and white people too. It's black parents saying if she can't use her comb, don't bring her home. Shit like that.
Oh wow.
My mom. No, my mom. If she can't use her comb,
I ain't gonna lie.
Don't bring her home.
I heard it before.
If she can't use her comb, don't bring her home.
But it's not. I feel like it's not pushed on. It's not pushed on us that much. Like you hear the same, but it's not forced on you.
But you still hear it.
Yeah, you heard it, but it's not pushed on. It's not pushed.
Still no comment.
You've heard it before, but it's not pushed on you.
Right.
Like.
So really tight on it. Like my parents judged me forever.
So my question is, how do y'all break out of that? Because you know why I feel like Generation Z are breaking out of that. They're not allowing their parents to each other.
Those kids are growing up like whatever. You don't see.
But they're let's not be ignorant. But I'm saying no. Here's somebody who's want to
whatever. These kids are growing up with the things that we see on TV, bro. I watch shows that everything is on there. Like, oh my god,
a lot of these kids.
They're adapting to the culture.
They don't play with Barbies at 15. They play with freaking
makeup.
I don't know what Pornhub. What are you saying?
Oh, I don't know. They play with Snapchat. Snapchat don't play.
A lot of these kids have social anxiety.
Okay,
so my oldest was very highly anxiety ridden, and so I deal with anxiety in general just because, like, I do.
So I get it, and I always
Tell me, what are you doing with that floor? Like, it's
no,
something that causes
for me, no. For me, it's caused by Graves' disease. I'm highly anxiety ridden, but it has nothing to do with anything that I can control. Like for me, it could be something that I'm just nervous about, and I didn't even know I was nervous about. I have Graves' disease. Hello. Just diagnosed 11 years ago. Anyway, no. So but I want to backtrack a little bit. Because I got that under control. And so with my oldest daughter, though, I do tell her I get it. I understand. It's one of those things I used to pull off the side of the road to kind of breathe because it really takes over your body, anxiety. And she thought I couldn't understand it. Because she goes to school and she'll be like, oh, my God, I can't. I'm like, right. What do you have to be worried about? Like, I had different issues or whatever. But,
Larry. These are black women?
It is a predominantly black woman. Get it? Yeah, predominantly.
Missy Elliott.
So my doctor is a doctor for Wendy also. So apparently she has it.
Yeah, she has it. Yeah.
That was my doctor in New York. So coming here, I had to find someone, and I wanted to find someone that was like really like good because I don't deal with a lot of things outside of it. So it's really like I have no metabolism, so I can gain weight really fast and things like that. So it's like I have no body or whatever, right? He's like, what the fuck is that? You a fat bitch on the low? You a fat bitch on the low? Bitch! No, so I wanted to backtrack to Larry. We have to take a break in a minute, but I wanted to backtrack to Larry because one thing I will say, we were listening to Kathy and Raina talking about a lot of things going on, and I want to say a lot of things that we dealt with. I know, like, going back to reality TV, when, like, oh, yeah, black ass. I was like, what you trying to say? Like, some color shit? Because I never dealt with that. Believe they don't talk about your black ass, this black ass, that. No, they don't talk like shit, that shit. They don't talk like that.
I never even knew this till today, like, that they never experienced.
We don't experience color, like, that's a different thing.
When I moved I was one of the first ones to move to Florida from New York. And this was a time when we grew up in New York, nobody even said, like, yo, what's up, my nigga?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even understand that.
My
and
G,
the first time I ever got suspended from school is when I moved to Florida, and a dude came up to me and said, yo, what up, my nigga, dog? And the fact that he called me a nigger before dog, he called me a nigga and a dog. I didn't understand it. So I punched Tory Brown. I punched him in the face, and he's watching. And then
fuck you, Tory Brown. You watching?
He wasn't doing that. Like,
I'm gonna fight you too.
I legitimately didn't. And he was like, "Yo, my nigga, dog." And he was actually, he might have been trying to be respectful.
He probably was like, I'm trying to be cool with you. But we don't get it. And that's the thing. So, like, coming out of TV.
I never understood it, so my first thing was to fire off. Because from where I came from, if somebody disrespect you, it's you disrespect.
You know what's crazy?
That's the way I felt too.
But when I came,
the first time I ever got suspended from school, my dad took me home. I had to watch a movie called
Colors.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta watch Colors because you got suspended from school. I'm like, I'm not a gang member. Like, what's going on? He called me this. It was crazy.
Wait, time out.
So
Ray and Grace. This is his mama that we met when we was out in
walking on the
yeah.
But wait, when I first came here, because I'm from Jersey originally, so when I first came to Miami, other players had to tell me like certain slang, like
yeah.
All right, so when you get here, if you hear this, it's cool. If you hear that, it's like, you know what I'm saying. You hear that, be ready to fight, and I'm like, what the fuck? That shit don't even make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you ask about fuck, nigga, you like up north, it's like we don't even have that word. You never put that word together. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, who?
I want to fight.
We gonna put them couple words together like that? It makes sense.
If you want to fight, all you gotta say is fuck nigga.
Right. But up north, but listen, up north, you call somebody a bitch. They ready to fight. You call somebody a bitch.
Bitch is like
that word. But down here, people will say bitch as a term of endearment. Like, damn bitch it is like, what? Right. Yeah, because up north is different.
You my nigga, dog. Like, you my nigga, dog. Like, my
That's
nigga.
But I go back to saying, like, seriously, back in doing TV and everything, like, people are like, oh, what do you mean you didn't understand what you were saying, black ass? I didn't get that. What are you trying to say? Yeah. Because dead ass stuff, I'm being dead ass fucking serious.
born a queen. Like we don't. I wasn't raised like that.
Right.
I 100% believe it. Like we didn't speak like that. It was never like your black ass this and that. My brother light skin. You know, his sister like you know what I'm saying. They never.
I'm the youngest until DMX saying that shit.
If they pull that up right now, her ass would probably be canceled. If they pull that up,
of course.
But
you know, me and school, we call that. I'm shooting a special in 2 weeks.
All right, so I'm not gonna say that.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
You got that ammunition.
I'm shooting a special.
If it pulls back up, and they get enough petitions and signatures.
Nico got a question.
No.
I agree with you though.
Yeah.
It's real because I'm the youngest of my two siblings. And I grew up, they'll always tell me like I was adopted because I'm darker than everybody else. My mother's half Dominican. And so everybody else is light skinned and I'm the only one that's dark. Oh yeah, we fall into the garbage can. That's some bullshit. That's kind of crazy.
Damn.
So but I grew up like, oh, that's normal. Like I always wanted to be red. I'm like, damn, if I grow up red, I'll be, because I'm dark and I look good. I know I look good and whatnot.
But see, that never bothered me either though. Like, I'm brown, I don't look.
It didn't bother me either. Let me tell you.
Right, it didn't bother me.
But let me tell you, all right, so my grandma is red. She looks like a little Asian lady.
Yeah, she do. For real.
My grandma
like that ass, for real. I was like, Matt, your grandma not Asian? Like, she not Asian?
I
was like, no.
Other Asian friends, they be like, I think your grandma is Asian. Is something.
She might have.
So she looks like that. And then I have an aunt. My mom's sister is red. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then my mom is like somewhat my complexion. But then even on my dad's side, my dad is light skinned with green eyes. So it's like, but I never thought about nothing. I was like, I look like my mom. Shit.
See, so Larry and I grew up in a very, and I would feel like Americans would be like that because it's so diverse. But for us, I know, and I'm speaking for us, like we grew up where black is very diverse, super light to super dark, and speak Spanish to speak English, Indian, Mayan, like
Belize
crazy.
Is the most beautiful woman in the world.
You heard Biggie say it. Yes. Oh, you got Belize right here. But I ain't gonna say that. I ain't even talking. Huh?
You were born in the States, so
I was born in Queens. I was born in Brooklyn actually, but I'm from Queens. Both were born here, but we 100%
first generation.
We first generation from my family. Yeah. So when I say this, like we've never experienced like all that craziness because
it wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing. But
we made it a thing.
And yeah, they never did. But at the end of the day, like it really is a thing. It really is. You know what I'm saying?
My parents came. My mother came here the day Martin Luther King got shot.
Crazy. Write a book.
That's what my mother.
Write a book, nigga.
The same day.
Logie, why you got your mask on now?
So to my mom.
Nigga, you didn't have it on before.
I was okay.
No, he didn't have it on before.
He had it on. I'm like, man, he's on to something.
But he didn't have it on when he came here and hugged me. You want to hug me without a mask? Now you want to put the mask on? What kind of shit is that? No, but I'm just saying, like, Cedric, like my brother's way lighter than me. Your sister's lighter. Like, I never got it. I never understood that. So, like, for us, I've always seen like black is a multitude of colors. It's like a rainbow. So I never got it when people would be like, oh, yeah.
I think I just looked at it like that just because I realized like my dad had other kids too. So like I had a sister that was his complexion, green eyes as well. Like everybody's complexion was different. So I feel like black people just have different shades.
But so for us, like for example, me and we got 1 minute, but me and my ex-husband, we're both dark, and like my oldest daughter was white as a ghost when she was born. And be like, oh shit, that's his kid? Nigga, whose fucking kid is it? Who was I fucking? The Asian nigga? Like, I don't know who was I fucking. But my mother's like, my brother's like
but that's how I was when I first was born too. I was like, real like that. You have to look at the ears.
Right? Look at the tuck of the ears. Yeah. So my second daughter, she was red and had gray eyes for like the first 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing, London. Shout out to London. Oh yeah, your lead dancer in that. So she was like, whatever. But it's crazy to me how.
I feel bad being darker than.
But that's crazy. I never felt that. That's the crazy thing about it. When I hear that, I never understand. Like, how you feel bad? Like, I love being me. I grew up where I grew up, and I was always that bitch. Like, I never.
If you're not like mentally strong, it can definitely.
And I was saying that going back to being on TV and stuff like that. It was like, oh, you so black, and like, okay. And the crazy thing about it is, when I was doing the show, I had a 10. I had a 10. I was sitting out there, and I'm like, what's wrong with being dark? Like, I never got what the fuck they hated me for being dark skinned. And I was like, I was even darker than I am on my natural color. And I was like, yo, you fucking hate me for being a black girl? Like, what the fuck is wrong with that?
Probably was subconscious, like, new girl.
But what's wrong with that?
Dark. I don't know. It's just.
But that was crazy.
So I agree. It's a fucked up thing. But sometimes I feel like with black people, it's even if they feel like they're not racist or colorist and stuff like that,
they are.
They
are. No, because you know what I don't like.
We are.
We are too. But you know what I don't like when people say like with chocolate girls is like, oh, you're cute for.
Okay, so I grew up like that. I grew up like that. Growing up I used to be walking up the hill of Queens. Going to high school, we had the 3 hot
girls. You're a pretty girl, like.
And they say, yo, you pretty for a black. They never say for a dark skin. You pretty for a black girl. I said, what? What does that mean? Like, I never got it. I never understood. And I said, what the fuck you mean? Like, I never really got it, and I never liked when they said that. So now my kids are not as brown as me. Like, out here they're a little more tan, but like Naya was really light in New York, like, because we have no heat. It's very cold. It's very And when people would say things like that, I was like, let me tell you something, black is beautiful, this and that. She wanted to be darker because she didn't understand, because she didn't look like me and her dad. And she wanted to be a little dark. And I said, let me tell you something. You beautiful regardless. Like, don't let nobody ever make you feel like nothing. But I'm just, but my point goes to when you were saying that your self-esteem and this and that. If I wasn't in a place, and this is 100% transparency, I've always felt like, I've always been like, in my head, like, I've always been that bitch. Like, I've never really had that problem. Like, you mad at me because I'm dark? Okay, on the show. Like, I'm even, like, darker to you. I'm sweating. I'm wet. You're mad at me because of that? I always felt fly. Like, I always knew I could bag whoever I want to bag. Like, I never was ever.
Really? No, really. Like, really, you don't know me yet, but really, he ain't gonna ever make me, like, he's another one. He ain't gonna make me feel like that. Really. So, I'm dead ass serious. And so for me, like, I felt like that. I never felt like you're gonna make me feel like this and that. Okay. Yeah.
And the thing is, these are white people that did this to us. It's white people that made us feel.
We got 1 minute countdown. Oh God, change the 1 minute. Been 1 minute for 8 minutes.
That got us feeling like this.
1 minute. We're gonna take a break.
Everybody make sure we vote for the primaries and everything that's going on.
Let's vote.
And y'all better motherfucking
let's make a difference.
I'm doing
Don't say you want to make a difference and you don't actually do anything to try to make a difference. But please look up the people first. Don't just vote for based off of what you feel like everybody saying. Learn, please.
And don't listen to Major Wright. Educate yourself.
Yeah.
You said some shit about me, so we ain't gonna listen to you.
Welcome back to Mac Meeka.
Little lit bitch.
You can tell it again.
You can tell, yeah. You told us bang. Am I bang? Bang is me, I am bang. Okay. We are there. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we have this last segment.
And it's trending topics, so let's get into it.
And we're gonna keep Major right here to
why not? Let's get his feedback on how he feels about some things. Let's get the audience feedback, like let us know how you feel on some things. So in the media I seen that they want to take down the cadet. I gotta take my time. Confederate flag.
You think segment 1? The Confederate flag. Okay.
We drunk who? Christopher Columbus.
I seen that. I seen that. It's national down. Was that in Paris too? Somewhere they London.
They doing it in the Bahamas too. They're taking it down.
who General Redford.
They're taking everybody
As
down.
they should.
Take them
down.
Take
They
them
lied.
They like that.
They lied.
But the removal,
like they ain't
Nope.
represent.
Right.
Oh,
You
the
know what I'm saying?
NFL,
Like,
the NFL said
stealing.
they weren't representing anymore.
they're not, and then now it's okay.
Now-
All right, so wait, let's go to that real quick. 'Cause the NFL, and when Colin Kaepernick was doing his
Kneeling.
thing, because you realize now everybody's taking the knee, and he was being the trendsetter and trying to tell everybody to take a knee because he did actually speak to a couple people that were in the service and said, I was going to sit on the bench during the national anthem, but they said, no, take a knee, that's more respectful. So he did that. You know what I mean? And I feel like all of a sudden the narrative changed because it's like, no, he's disrespecting these and everybody who fought. And it's like, he's not. He spoke to people who, you know,
Well,
recommended that.
The soldier that apparently recommended that he
Yeah.
move forward and was like, I told him that the most
Exactly.
respectful way to represent the anthem was to take a knee.
Right. But now it's okay for everybody to take a knee because of what's going on and how it was so much in our face. But it's like, I have yet to hear an apology
To Colin Kaepernick.
to Colin Kaepernick to say, you know what? It's okay to say, hey, we were wrong.
But
you know what? We get it.
a little
And I understand that y'all cut out the court because it was business.
A little
But it's
part of
like,
me
man.
feels like it's bigger than him getting an apology just for them sort of putting things in place because I would like an apology.
To me, they're putting things in place because that's the wave. So we're going to jump on the wave. We don't want to be with the bad guys that are going against the wave.
Yeah, but I feel like he was a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? He wants to go back to the league. Yeah, he wants to go.
But you have a chance to clean up that whole sacrifice and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's clean it up. We have an opportunity to fix it. So okay, you were sacrificed, and that's been some years now because he had to go through the legal battle,
Right.
and they settled out of court. But this didn't come up for no reason. That man didn't have a knee on him for no reason.
Right.
This came up because of what that man went through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to recognize that and say, you know what?
But
Let's give them an apology.
It helped catapult the whole thing. So now you see why he was dealing. So
Clearly, some people still don't see why.
But it still helped with the.
No, it definitely helps.
And that's why the NFL are quick at doing these knee-jerk reactions and saying like, "Oh, we go give."
They're doing the reaction now because they want to be the good guys. They always want to make sure that
but
they
it's also
feel like
good
majority of their sponsors prior was against it. So we're going to go with the sponsor. But now it's like in our face and everybody's now, this is the wave. So we have to make sure we're a part of that positive wave too. It's always about protecting the shield at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Or protecting the client.
Right.
So that's what's making sense right now, or that's what we have to do.
But I feel like he should stop. He should give up the league. It's like he's gonna be taken care of.
I don't even feel like he's trying to even get in the league at this point no more.
No, he's
still working out.
Yeah,
He's still working out.
He's still trying to actively get back in. And I just feel like he's a sacrifice. It's like even if it's other people that have knelt and stuff like that they may let in, he's gonna be the one. They not.
Do you
gonna let
think
him
the
in.
NFL sees?
Yeah, they're not gonna let him in.
I would, at this point, with what's going on now and how police officers are taking knees and then I'm going back and apologizing for taking the knee. Taking the knee is not a symbol of anything being bad, but it just say, you know what, we was wrong. Like we didn't know. We're educating ourselves. Like sometimes you have to own some stuff. Sometimes you can't just always act like and avoid. You have to own things. Sometimes that'll make people feel better. Like okay, now you have a better understanding. But nobody's saying nothing.
Like you understand, you know,
right?
It is what it is. I fucked up. Basically, I fucked up.
But isn't taking account? Sorry, I'm just.
No, we want.
Isn't taking accountability what?
Accountability just one side of it. From my understanding and what I'm seeing, people want action now.
Right.
So
they want action. No, so okay.
What would be ideal to change?
So now the action is
a conviction.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh,
that's the football league.
Oh.
What changes with the NFL?
So now that they say over the next
everybody's donating now.
Now over the next 10 years they're gonna donate $250 million.
Well, money it sounds like a big number, but when you calculate those teams and those owners, it's like 800,000.
Yeah,
it ain't nothing to them.
Yeah.
But money's not the problem. But we starting something. We starting somewhere.
Right.
You have to start somewhere.
It's better than nothing, I guess.
You have to start somewhere.
Well, right now, if you don't you getting the fuck chopped off because that's how it is right now. So is it just to cover their ass or do they really?
Like I said, it's just riding the wave.
The NFL hasn't said anything about.
We can put out a big number.
Come out,
32 owners. We can put out a big number that's going to look like.
But no
big
owners have came out.
To the average person, it's going to look big, but it ain't really much for us. We paying $52 million contracts.
The Ravens owner came out. And
He did.
He said something real dope, and he had all of
them
come in.
But I'm not talking about the
Ravens
owner. I'm talking about the CEO of the NFL.
No, there's no CEO of the NFL. No. They have, it's all business.
Yeah, president.
So everybody has.
Anybody that's up there?
No. So why don't y'all feel like
Goodell is the only person?
Why didn't one of them step up and try to sign Kaepernick back, or even try to put something in place?
To me,
as NFL players, what do y'all think?
Involved, and then you got to think about the money.
To me, I just feel like they was blackballed. Like it's a phone call that goes out and be like, gone because it's distractions to the locker room. Those be the phone calls. It'd be distractions to the locker room. Media's gonna be there every day. Y'all ain't gonna really win like that. Like it's that conversation. So it's like, so I would rather stay away from that because I don't need everybody being distracted from this topic every day. And the media will come in there and oversaturate the locker room about this, and it's like some things sometimes you don't even feel like it's a big deal, and the media will come in there and try to make it a big deal. I've been in a situation where I'm like, they be like, oh, because there's a division in the locker room, but I'm like, well, who locker room? And they be talking about the team I'm on. I'm like, but their job is to sell papers, their job is to sell whatever. So
you gotta make a story.
Right. So they gotta sell a story and all that. So that's what it is, but it's not always true. That's how I always knew not to believe everything the media puts out, because everything the media puts out is not accurate. And I've been in situations where I see things on the news and I'm like, this is not accurate. I'm in there. How you gonna tell me? Like, so it is what it is, and you just learn. But you got to remember, that's a 1% of people who may know what's really going on, and then
the media control shit a lot. They control
and media control how you feel, how you think, how you view things.
Even the whole thing with the pandemic and COVID is mostly the media.
They're making people scared.
They make you scared.
They're making you scared.
That's a control factor. In order to control people, you have to make them scared.
They're making people scared right now. Yeah.
So more. Okay. Let's go on to the whole guy with the NutriBurst and how he didn't put, like, I guess, respect on George Floyd's name, the owner from NutriBurst, and how everybody is selling NutriBurst. And that seems like he targets a lot of African American females to sell NutriBurst.
That would be skinny. Let's just play that out.
Wait, is George Floyd a part of NutriBurst?
No. I'm done. I'm on stop. We going to trending topics.
We're in trending topics right now, but he did an interview about NutriBurst. I mean, he did an interview about George Floyd and how, he called it an event when it was a murder that we witnessed, and it was just different things that took place.
His sex tape is out.
I was like, what? Wait, don't.
I didn't hear about this. Honestly.
I didn't hear about the sex tape, but
it's fucked up because I feel like the white people.
I heard about the NutriBurst stuff. I heard about the CEO. I didn't hear about the sex tape that she's talking about.
But everybody fucked. So.
I do feel like a lot of NutriBurst ambassadors are skinny, including people we know. They're skinny already.
So did he use the George Floyd thing and try to sell the NutriBurst?
Oh, he didn't. He said that.
No, they feel like a lot. Basically, everybody who sells NutriBurst, they feel like it's African American. So when it came time to talk about it, he didn't really address it. He didn't give it the love. He was like, "Oh, an event took place," and then he didn't really say what it was, but he was speaking of the George Floyd thing. So that was one thing, and then it was like just different situations about it.
Stormy made that whole thing.
That was prior.
Yeah. That was a dance.
Is that the lady who sold something?
That's what she said.
Allegedly.
100,000.
Right.
And that was very. Which
I don't believe, because I think she makes $2 million a year or something. So that would mean she made like 30 something. Yeah.
She got all Birkins, Chanel's, veneers.
But you don't know what she might do.
No, it doesn't matter.
We're not even talking about her. So let's. I guess move on, because we're not even talking about the owner. So what we're trying to say is how a lot of
he should have said something.
He didn't put respect on his name. He is clearly not. he has all these African American females selling under him. They're like, well, people are boycotting it now, and now it's like.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I've been seeing it all over Instagram, but I didn't know.
It's been during the whole quarantine.
Yeah.
Between that and OnlyFans is the only two things I've been seeing being promoted.
OnlyFans is me too.
OnlyFans and Luchaverse.
Everybody wants.
Who got OnlyFans?
But does Luchaverse work?
And Pornhub Premium for free.
And you got
Look at that.
Okay.
I'm okay.
All right, so one at a time.
I'm good on my bills.
Crowd, can we come down, please? Can we come down?
Talking about OnlyFans.
So the next topic was Alexis Ohanian stepped down. He actually has an African American step in his place. So Serena Williams' husband
From Reddit,
one of the founders of Reddit, he said, I'm going to step down out of my, there's 5 chairs. He said, I'm going to step down at 1, and I'm allow us to put an African American male up. And they had filled their chair with an African American male.
which I thought was dope.
It was dope.
I love it.
And he just figured like, how can I help? So, okay, I'm going to step down. And
I thought that was dope, but I do want to say that I feel like, why wasn't it done before? Not from him and his perspective, like I want to step down.
But you have to look at Anna Wintour from Vogue, because now she is doing the same thing.
Anna Wintour, yeah.
We have to figure out something.
Be inclusive and do all the kind of stuff, yeah.
And then she also apologized for how people were treated. Like, you know, people maybe weren't treated right, and I was aware of it. But
So me and my partner, me and Mac Meeka, we were I have a magazine called Pink. So I'm saying that to Major because he doesn't know. Everybody else has been here before. But so we sent out an email because we're preparing. We had our first gala last year. We honored a lot of dope women and things like that. Yeah, Wendy Williams was one of them, but we honored a lot of people behind the scenes too. And the thing about it was, we did that kind of on our own. Like our money was like funded through that. We had one big sponsor, but we still came out of pocket, right? And so this year we were like, people were like, that shit was fly, like what y'all did was dope as fuck. And we were like, okay, well, help us pay for it. Like, let's do it. Let's like honor some more dope women. And they were like, whatever. And we were like, it couldn't have been because of the quarantine. It couldn't have been because of the pandemic. What is going on? So Meeka sent out an email talking about stop fucking playing with us. That was the email on the low name. And it was really crazy because our thing was we've been honoring women of color, Spanish women, black women, Asian women, like so many dope women of color and what they do for the industry.
Right.
And it's like, now y'all like want to be like, hey, Vogue is dope because they're saying something about inclusivity.
Right.
Bitch, we been like we had Sean Bell's wife on the cover in 2016. Like we been, and nobody wanted to sponsor her dinner. Like we been on that shit. Like why y'all not trying to like encourage that and be incorrigible? Yeah, and so that's what we're fighting with now. So that's what we've been going through this last 3 weeks. Like that's what we've been like crazy with brands and things like that. It's like, yo, we've been on this shit.
I do think that, of course, like what you say is 100% right, but I do feel like we need to take advantage of the moment where all eyes are on us and our rights. Because you even had a guy, the guy that used to own BT, Robert something, I forgot his last name.
Hill.
Yeah, he did a whole reparations sort of breakdown, and it was going to be $14 trillion, and it's going to say every African American gets $350,000.
I've seen that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but at least it's still something,
right.
And it's something to put out there because as black people we go keep asking for reparations.
Right.
40 acres in a mural, but even if they give that to us, what the fuck we gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's something that's modern, and I think we just need to take advantage of the time now and try to see what's gonna give us our due justice.
I feel like we're moving towards the right direction.
We are,
Something's getting started.
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
getting started.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Because let's be real. We've been talking about reparations for a long time. I'm just talking about me. I'm only 40. Like, there's a lot of people talking way longer than me.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've been talking about reparations, and I swear to God, I didn't even hear nobody say this. And I said this to my parents. I said, yo, they came out with a whole fund to like give everybody $1,200 plus $500 per kid and this and that. It was how many $1 trillion? Y'all could have paid us reparations. Like, they could do. They do what they want.
But the thing is, nobody's standing up and saying anything. The people right now are like low key demanding things, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Even though they're through COVID and people losing their job, but like nobody was really demanding things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, y'all ain't really complaining. Y'all stay in the line, so we ain't got to do it. Like,
the same page about what we want and these protests and shit like that.
But let me explain something to you. You saying getting on the same page, that goes back to the whole colorism and all that, because everybody want to have pride and feel like, well, I ain't got to listen to you and this and the other, and that's the thing. So the conversation started there first. Because I saw all these things about, oh, let's not spend money here because they representing Trump and they're funding Trump and all this. It's like, yeah, but you have a whole lot of people you have to reach to and have conversations with, because you have to have a conversation for people to understand.
That's true.
Because everybody don't understand. Because you have some people that's ignorant. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a conversation held so people can really understand what's going on out here.
That's fact.
To be on the same page. Other than that, it's like,
I think also too, as people of color, there's gonna be what I'm seeing with the whole Black Lives Matter movement right now. There's gonna be a window of opportunity, whether change comes from this or not. There is a window of opportunity for us to have a seat at the table.
Let me tell you this, and how I agree with you is because I see people on Instagram post like, and if your Instagram is going back to regular, tell them no, it's still Black Lives Matter. Because people are posting that because they're like, now or outside of opening back up, don't try to go back to
it's opening back up. You better you want to post that.
Not only Black Lives Matter. Every fucking life.
Listen. No. Wait. I'm waiting for that too. Listen, Linda. Listen. You never said. Hold on, Lamont. I got the microphone. Don't do that. This is why we say Black Lives Matter, because black on black crime, which they highlight, but there's Hispanic on Hispanic crime, there's white on white crime. However,
and they killing us.
When you have a black and you have a white officer kill somebody, there's been zero convictions. In the black situation, there's a conviction. In the Spanish situation, there's a conviction. So what I'm saying is, there's been zero convictions when it comes to a white officer and a black person. So that's why black on black lives matter. So when we hear people say Black Lives Matter, it's because if a white cop kill anybody else, it's going to go to trial and all that. You know what I'm saying? But with us, they get arrested, but they never get convicted. Zero conviction out of everybody. So that's the difference. So ain't nobody saying, and maybe we should say Black Lives Matter too, with a T-O-O. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know that we say also, so people like you don't say all lives matter. But we never said that lives didn't matter. How long I'm still talking? But you can't talk over the microphone. So when we say Black Lives Matter, I basically saying Black Lives Matter also. We're not saying only Black Lives Matter, because we put only.
Right.
So respect that. But why do people say that? Like I said, they don't know.
Why do they not know it's all over?
Yeah, so she just said it.
It's all over social media, it's all over. It's
what I've seen a lot is that, I don't know if you guys have seen, but on the news, when they portrayed the whole Black Lives Matter and the protest, is that you see a lot of fucking, in Miami alone, you see a lot of Hispanics. A lot of fucking Hispanics protecting Black Lives Matter.
So like you said, you have some Hispanics that look black. You have some Hispanics that look black. But at the end of the day, cop don't know if you Hispanic or not. They know you black. They look at your skin. You a negro.
I didn't know that.
You negro. It don't matter. So guess what? They're not going to stop and be like, oh, you a Spanish shit. No, you black. So guess what? Your skin's black. So Black Lives Matter.
And tell it to your friends and family and stuff. I'm tired of that.
No, people try to change that to a narrative and make it become like something, just like Trump did with the flag. Like, oh, that's the truth. When clearly it's been told a bunch of times.
That bothered me for a long time when he kept.
So when people know, because they keep doing it with the Black Lives Matter thing, like, oh, all lives matter. It's like nobody said they don't. But you got to respect the black lives that's been out here that keeps dying. And has 0 conviction. Nobody went to jail behind that.
And
That's why.
They killing us dead. Dead.
The crazy thing about it is like we all know all lives matter. Clearly somebody does not.
That's why I said
Black
Black Lives Matter too.
Yeah.
I guess that to make people feel
that was a good point.
Or
also, yeah.
Because Black Lives Matter.
You know, it was just a perfect thing that I just I completely understand your point of view. I completely understand it, and I'm not.
But the thing is, prior to this conversation, you didn't know at all.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people out there that's like you who just don't know. But that's okay. They just don't know. So we can't be mad at them. You have to explain.
I grew up in Miami. I grew up with myself personally. I don't hate anybody. I'm the most lovable person, but I got my attitude and I love everything. I don't care.
But you just didn't know the meaning behind it.
Exactly.
You understand now.
Absolutely. And I completely understand that.
And we definitely want to get to Van though because we have 1 minute left on filming. I want to get Van's question on camera. Van?
It really wasn't a question, but it's a figure
or comment.
What she said that basically, I mean, a good analogy, a way to think of it is the reason why it's Black Lives Matter is because our community is under direct attack more than any other community. Like you said, with 0 conviction.
Let me explain something. Sorry for the cut you off. I'm going to make it real quick. I seen a painting, right? And had a black man with his back turned. You had a KKK member, you had a cop, and you had another black person. You don't have to walk out your door, or nobody that you know with your complexion and walk out your door worried about a KKK member, a cop, or another person of your color trying to hunt you down and kill you. But go ahead.
And the KKK is still not a hate group. They still don't categorize them as
terrorists.
But we trying to get there.
Exactly.
All right, but go ahead.
But basically, a good analogy that I saw that makes sense is that if your house is on fire, you know, and the fire, would you call the firefighter to the house next door and say, okay, that our house matters too? Your house not really on fire. So the people that are calling for Black Lives Matter is basically, it doesn't mean that other lives don't matter. It doesn't exclude any people. It really means that, you know, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. So it's basically focusing the direction of the movement basically on the community.
All lives don't matter because our house on fire. Our house is on fire.
I guess because of my point of view being that I love everybody. I don't care how you look like.
You said you have children, right?
Yes.
And my some of them are biracial.
Yes. So
you need to get this.
Because they will experience it.
This is where you can't have the excuse of I'm loving. It's like your children are going to be thought of as black. And
when they get pulled over, they have a possibility of being murdered.
You can't be in the clouds like that.
Exactly.
On purpose. You have to intentionally educate your children of the world is going to respond to you this way. Because what Mac is talking about is basically about being acknowledged. Black people have not been acknowledged for 400 years of literally just being human.
Right.
Now we can take that all the way back to the whatever year it was, 1900s, 1800s, of being 3/5 of a man. Like we weren't even a man. You didn't even make us a whole fraction.
Right.
Like
hey, y'all brought us to this motherfucker. Y'all brought us here. Y'all brought us here.
It's a matter of acknowledgement.
So and now we was chilling.
It's just a matter of acknowledgement.
We was chilling. They brought us to this motherfucker. And even taking that back, you can go back. That's going back 400 years, right? So 400 years she's talking about when we came to this country as slaves. Like she said, we weren't even counting as 1/5 of a person. We were brought here as slaves.
And we got tricked to get on the boat.
Right.
Because it wasn't like a volunteer thing. You got tricked.
Ben, how old is Ben? Ben, what year you was born?
He's 21.
He was born in, listen, check this out. I'm going to show you how real this is. He was born in 1991.
How do we go about it? Do we should educate ourselves also on that whole...
No, you definitely have to educate yourself so you can educate your child.
I'm going to show you something real quickly. He was born in 1991, correct? Right, Ben? 1991. Do you remember a movie called Do the Right Thing?
Yes.
How did Do the Right Thing end? We're talking about that movie was made in 1989. That's 30 years ago. And basically what we just saw a couple weeks ago was what happened at the end of that fucking movie. To prove a point how long that's been really legitly happening. Back then, there were no cell phones to take pictures of what was going on. So Spike Lee put that in a film
over 30 years
But people
ago.
just thought it was a
to
movie.
show you something.
Yeah, no,
a movie, do the right thing. And right then, if you see that, and just think about it, 30 years later, this shit is still fucking happening.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
And right now,
Radio Raheem, the fact that
so right now,
Radio
Instagram,
Raheem,
if you post that you're protesting, if you show that you're out there for the fight, a lot of these girls that I know that I've seen on Instagram protesting would still clutch their purses and cross the street if they saw black people. You know what I mean? Like, there's still that fear. Like, they wouldn't go to freaking Dunkin' Beans and hang out.
Well, it's a fear because of how the media portrays everything too. So that's the fear. The fear is a subconscious fear because how the media portrays everything. The media always portrays everybody as being super aggressive as far as the black community and things like that. So it's like it's hard because it's being embedded in their brain all the time.
Look at the mother that killed her son and said it was two black men that
Right, but you have that because they always look at black people, because black people are always viewed as being super aggressive. But then you also on the flip side have to look at the black man who saved the old man out that building that was on fire, and he waited for the fire. I don't know if y'all seen it, but the firefighter was trying to put his gear on, and he went and saved the old man out the building. Like, right? So it's like
it's just
you have people. Stop worrying about their color because you have people who have how their heart is and how their upbringing is. Like you can't just base it off of nothing.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and that's why it takes a lot of toll on me. Like just being who I am and how I am to like.
But you are who you are. Don't allow nobody to dictate who you're supposed to be.
Yes.
God designed you to be a certain way, so be you. Don't try to alter your ways because somebody feels like you're supposed to be something else or somebody else. You are who you are.
Yeah.
Including your family. Because family members could be toxic too and have you.
Yes,
No, they can.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, definitely they can.
But alright, if they talking about up here, I guess we're gonna wrap it up for the night.
Love yourself.
Talking their ass off.
You took it. My bad. Get her in trouble. We smoked pizza and it just got crazy. Major started talking crazy. Major started talking crazy.
Alright, so let's wrap it up.
Let's stay here because I think they like dead us on live.
Alright. Look back though, man. Come here. Give me your
come here.
Won't you come on?
Yeah.